Namaste, everyone. Welcome to my bi-weekly Facebook Live. My name is Ashley Turner. I just remembered I forgot my earphones or my microphone. I'm gonna grab it right now. Okay, it's just as much better audio when I plug this little guy in. So thank you for bearing with me. All right, those of you that are on, I would love to know who you are and where you're from. So let me know who you are, where you're from. Jump in the comments. And here we go. Okay, and of course, let me know that you can actually hear me properly with this microphone on. Welcome, happy spring. Today we are talking about the 3 C's. These are taught by Yogi Bhajan as the 3 enemies for a woman, and I would add a man. But Yogi Bhajan taught a lot about teachings for women, wisdom for women, empowerment for women, and this is one of the teachings one of his core teachings, again, it's called the 3 C's. I'm going to talk about those. So I want to give a little shout out to my girl, Jackie Lalita, who's been in and out at my house this week and staying with me, and then she's been in here filming, and she's been filming all these elixirs, and so Jackie brought this subject of the 3 C's to me, and it really landed for me, so I wanted to come on and share this with you guys. So those of you who are just jumping on, please do get in the comments, let me know where you're from, who you are. Those of you that are new, my name is Ashley Turner. I'm a yoga and meditation teacher. I have been teaching yoga and meditation for 18 years, which is so wild, and I'm also a licensed psychotherapist. So my work really focuses on this bridging of yoga and psychology. So today what we're really talking about is a subject called mind traps. And in module 3 of my yoga psyche soul training, the whole module 3 is a meditation teacher training, meditation, mindfulness, and neuroscience. And in this module, we have both an online version and then a 5-day live training in LA. In this module, hi Celia, hi Elizabeth, I see all of you on here. In this module, we talk a lot about this concept of mind traps, that there are certain traps and loops. In psychology, we talk about closed loops that we get into in our mind. And it's just very helpful to start to understand the landscape of our mind, and literally, I would consider them like landmines within our own mind, right? These places that really can trap us and suck us in and weigh us down, bring us down. So these 3 C's, as Yogi Bhajan taught, are the core enemies of a woman. The first one is comparison. And again, my girlfriend Jackie brought this up because I was really getting into this sort of negative spin in my head, comparing myself to colleagues, comparing myself to younger yoga teachers, starting to see the lines on my face, starting to see the gray hair, really having one of those moments of feeling the insecurity. And she brought this up, like Yogi Bhajan said, that comparing ourselves is one of the great enemies for women. And as my teacher Ariel Spilsbury says, and I quote this a lot in our priestess training, comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison is the thief of joy. And I've seen this quote attributed to different people, Eleanor Roosevelt and other people, so I'm not exactly sure who originated that, but I love that term. And it's something to really consider how as soon as we compare ourselves to someone else, we compare ourselves to where we think we should be, where we were 10 years ago, it gets us spinning in this very negative cycle. The truth is, especially with social media now, we know that we're looking at people's highlight reels, highly edited versions of their lives, maybe filtered. And it's just not fair to ourselves. It's not nice to ourselves. It's, as one of my teachers, Mona Miller, would say, self-beat. We get in this self-beat when we start comparing ourselves. So as soon as you notice yourself comparing yourself or something in your life to someone else, withdraw that projection, pull back inside, and start turning it into gratitude. Gratitude for what you have, gratitude for who you are, gratitude for all the incredible gifts in your life. So number 1, stop comparing yourself. The second C, or the second enemy for women, according to Yogi Bhajan, is competition. And competition kind of piggybacks right off of comparison, right? And I do want to emphasize this, of course, it's a teaching for anyone and everyone, but this was a teaching that really came through Yogi Bhajan specifically for women. And I do want to name that there is a particular shadow with women. And it's not universal, but it's quite common. And many of the systems in our culture set us up to compete against each other, to divide and conquer. And this is very unfortunate. It's no one's fault but our own. If we're buying into this competitive culture, we are contributing and complicit to that system. So I'm learning a lot of new terminology, and one of the terms I'm learning is this term decolonization, right? So colonization, and I'm not really an expert on this or really teaching on this, but when we think about this sort of colonial rule over, how do we contribute to that in our own minds? When we set ourselves up in competition with someone else, with a friend, with a colleague, with a sibling, with, again, an older version of ourselves, we're setting ourselves up to fail, right? Because we're not allowing the soul and who we are to just flourish and do its thing and thrive and be our best self. You know, my father always used to say, just do your best. And that's all you can do, just do your best. And so in this way, we keep the attention in our own lane, and you're playing with your own self, right? It's not about competing with anyone else outside. But so many systems in our culture, from advertising to business structures, you know, capitalism in a certain way. Not that these are all bad things, but we have to be very vigilant that we're not setting ourselves up to compete with others. If anything, you're competing against your own best self, and you're just trying to do better every single day, right? So watch out for competition. Really watch out for that slippery ego. So in yoga psychology, there's a term called samskara. Samskara, it means impression in our minds. And this is, it's also a very parallel concept with neuroplasticity and the imprints that we have in our consciousness. I like to think of it, the word samskar, like scar tissue. So every time we think a thought, we're more likely to think that thought the next time, because there's an impression in our mental layer in what's called manomaya kosha. It's this third layer of the mind and emotional body, mental emotional body. Every time we have a thought and every time we have an emotion, we're charging a habit, right? We're sending a little nerve impulse, a little electrical impulse down, and it's creating a bit of a habitual groove. It's the best way to think of it, like a groove. And so it's very important that we become vigilant to choose which habits, which grooves we're feeding. There's a great podcast called, the one you feed. So are you feeding the dark wolf or the light wolf? Thich Nhat Hanh talks about this with an image of gardening. Which seeds are you watering? Whatever seeds you're watering, those are the seeds that are going to sprout and then grow and flower. So if you are watering seeds of comparison and competition, you're going to keep nourishing those. They're going to keep growing, and they're going to take over the weeds in the garden of your own mind. So we have to be very, very vigilant, and it takes a lot of discipline to withdraw, pull back, come back to our center. Choose love, choose gratitude, choose empowering thoughts over comparison and competition. Third seed, third enemy for women, according to Yogi Bhajan, is complaining. So again, this parallels and dovetails right off of comparison, competition, and complaining. This is something that I've really been up against. My boyfriend has really been calling me out on all of my complaining and the way in which I focus on the negative. And it's really got me thinking. It's really been a harsh reflection, and I have to really get clear about how critical I am of everything, actually. And myself for sure, but other people, things that happen in life, like just complaining instead of shifting focus to the positive. So notice, this one really, really rang true for me, how strong, I've really been in a deep reflection of this in the last couple of months, how strong my complaining muscle is. And again, every thought that we think, every muscle is, we're strengthening it. So which seeds are you watering? Now, we do know that the mind has a negativity bias. We tend to focus on the negative. And again, whatever you focus on, where you place your attention, that's going to grow, that's going to continue to strengthen. So wherever your attention goes, your energy flows, and wherever your energy flows, that's what grows. So we want to pull it back. Again, gratitude is one of the best antidotes for this mind trap of complaining. And watch yourself out there, and also watch the urge to complain to other people, because what happens is we tend to want to reinforce our own beliefs by getting someone else to agree with us, and you want to enroll someone else in our version of reality. So maybe you go to your friends and you complain about your partner or your lover or your kids or your boss, or maybe you and your coworker complain about someone else at work, right? As soon as you do this is a whole other Facebook Live that I will do called triangulation. This is a psychological concept called triangulation. We're creating a triangle. We're trying to get someone else to be on our side, right? To reinforce that, to make us feel good and validate our feelings. So notice that urge to enroll someone else in your complaining, and really work with the discipline this week to come back to zero. Let it out, come back to gratitude. Instead, just shift your focus to everything that you do have and keep it in perspective. So avoid the 3 C's: comparing, competition, and complaining. I want to hear in the comments below, please let me know, what is the number one thing that you compare yourself to with other people? And what is the number one thing that you complain about in your life? I want to hear those 2 things in the comments. And then the third thing is, what are you most grateful for? So we'll flip it. So what do you compare, what do you complain about, and then what are you most grateful for? Please share in the comments. I really, really, really want to hear from you all. Please share this with anyone you think might be interested and could benefit from this sweet little message, to really empower ourselves and take control of our own minds and the state of our own reality. So nothing less than that, but share this with anyone you think would be interested. Please enter below, let me know, let me know. What do you compare, what do you complain about, and what are you most grateful for? I'd love to hear your insights on all of this. Thank you all so much for being here. Sending you so much love, so much gratitude for being on this journey. Please, the post right below this, I just put out a survey that I really would love to hear from you all. So please enter. Literally takes 2 minutes max. But I want to know what you're praying for. I want to know what you're really needing in your life. I want to know how I can help you. On the post right below this says, tell me about you. So I'll put the link in the comments too. And just head on over there and you get a free gift. As soon as you finish it, like 2 minutes. Thank you so much. Thank you. Sending you so much love. Namaste. Aho.